What's going on YouTube? It's Batman and welcome back to the channel. I'm sure everyone has seen the amazing news in the last couple days. NCAA football, EA Sports bringing it back to us, hopefully within the next couple years and that sort of thing. I wouldn't get your hopes up too soon of it being obviously this year. That's probably a no-brainer for everybody. But hopefully, maybe next year. I know if you really think of development cycles for most games, it does take a little while. But I'd rather them take their time. We've already been waiting 8 years pretty much for a new game to come out. And we can only hope that the game they come out with is going to be mind-blowing for everybody. But in the meantime, we're going to play something that takes NCAA 14 to the next level. So that today is going to be college football revamped on NCAA 14. Alright, as you guys can see, obviously I've already hopped into a new dynasty. So I kind of had a couple ideas spitting around here and there about what I wanted to do with this. Basically, college football revamped, what it is, they've just taken a lot of the things in here and kind of boosted them up a little bit graphic wise. A lot of it stayed the same obviously for the players, but graphics in and around, new uniforms, everything in between, all that has been pushed to the next level on this mod and stuff like that. Now I will say, just in case, I am playing on a PS3 emulator on my PC. You can play this on Xbox 360 and PS3. Either way, I feel like the PS3 emulator is way easier. Plus, most copies right now, especially on like eBay or even at GameStop, are roughly like $70 to $80. I think last time I checked, they probably could be going even higher, especially with that news from, like I said, the last couple days. So with that being said, this one's completely free. If you guys want to see a video showing you guys how to get this downloaded on your computer, it's fairly easy to do. I can try to get something knocked out for you guys. That way, if you guys want to see it and that sort of thing, let me know down in the comments. Let me know. Leave a comment on or like on the video and stuff like that as well. So that way you'll, if that's something you guys want to see, okay? All right. But this time I did want to say, like I said, I've got a couple of things spitballing here and there. This one right here we're going to start out with is the Florida Gators, my favorite team right now. We're going to kind of dive into a dynasty with them. I kind of want to flip-flop seasons. So we're going to go like one season with the Gators, and then I'm going to start another season with another team. I'm not 100% sure yet. I've got a couple teams I've thought about doing, or I've thought about just making my own team and just starting from scratch. So we're going to kind of see, once we get through this first season, we'll kind of see what we're going to do from there. But these are brand new, like everything you'll be able to see on the rosters here when we go to, this is just obviously the off-season portion of it. But you'll see a lot of the players from this past year. This is for the 2020 season, but just because of the mod, like I'll be able to show you, for example, DeMarcus Bowman, running back. Florida just signed him here recently. He was a transfer through the transfer portal and that sort of thing, coming over from Clemson. So if that's something you guys want to see here and there, players like this, they already show him redshirted, which I'm going to leave him that way. I'm going to try to leave it mostly with the 2020 roster, and then we're going to kind of go from there. All right, so as I kind of go through a lot of the stuff here for the off-season stuff, depending on how long this video goes, we might go ahead and go into the first game. But I kind of just want to go through each step of what I'm going to do before the season, as this is basically our off-season pretty much. And then if it's long, if it goes too long, then I'm going to cut it there and then have our first week as the next video. It's like that for our first game, whoever that might be. So I'm going to try to leave most of it the same. I'm not for sure yet if I want to do a custom schedule, but I might change like one game maybe to have like another big game in the season. But then that way, sometimes I like having those easier games, because sometimes, depending on, I mean, for this I'm going to play through all of them. Sometimes I just feel like some of the other games are a little, it kind of gives you a break in between. It lets you kind of focus a little bit more on recruiting that week and stuff like that too, which helps me out. Now I will say, when we go into this, I'm not any expert on this game whatsoever, so you'll probably see me with my like recruiting and stuff like that. It's probably not top tier. If you want to see some like recruiting tip tutorials and stuff like that, I would just search that up on YouTube. I'm just going with what I do here. Usually my first few recruiting classes aren't great, and So I usually get better as time goes along, and especially once you really level up your coach and they can just knock out recruits like left and right for you, kind of thing. Then it gets honestly way too easy. And I think on my last dynasty I was playing a few weeks ago, I had a fully leveled up coach. By the time you get into like a few weeks into the season, I'm signing like 3 or 4 5-stars halfway through the season. So a lot of that stuff gets easier as time goes along. So we'll kind of see how things work out for that. But like I said, we'll hop into this, go starting with the recruiting board, and then check out redshirting real quick. That shouldn't take too long. And then check out the schedule and stuff like that. All right, so we're here in the recruiting portion of the video here. So first thing I always try to look at are my team needs. That's obviously the first thing you definitely want to look at to see what you're really going to need for this next recruiting class at the very least. And then, you know, sometimes I like to pick up at least 1 or 2 solid like playmakers and stuff like that. Maybe a wide receiver, maybe a running back, maybe a tight end, depending, you know, stuff like that. Or even on defense, maybe an extra linebacker or a corner, maybe an extra D lineman. It really just depends on kind of how low we are on certain things. So here you can see offensively, we're definitely going to be needing a quarterback. We need at least one. A fullback, this game you just don't really use a fullback. If anything, you use like double running back formations and stuff like that anyways. We definitely need a tackle and a center, and then defensively outside linebacker and a free safety. So I'll probably have to come back, keep checking it here and there, but we'll go ahead and go through this right quick. And then sometimes I'll go through position wise first and kind of see if there's anybody with big interest in us, which is not looking too great. We got 1 4-star there. It's not too bad. Okay. Do have a big time 5-star running back that's interested in us. That's one thing I always do too. As I go through this, I always look at who's interested in us first as like highest star level, and then I always like go ahead and pick up those. Usually it's not too many, especially in the very beginning and stuff like that. Now I will say, just because we're actually in his top 5, and I don't think I've ever seen a 4-star fullback on this game, if that tells you anything. Wow, okay. We'll go ahead and put him in there just in case, just because it did say we needed one. So we'll do that. A 5-star wide receiver would be big. And again, we'll kind of come back through and see if there's anything else. Wow, 5-star tight end, 6'6". Yeah, there we go. Okay. Tackle. Now this is where I kind of go in between. Like you could choose both of these guys. Sometimes I like going with the person obviously with the higher interest, just because it seems like it's going to be way easier for us. So we're going to go with that one for now. Could come back and pick up the other one as well, depending on how things go. Since we have a 4-star guard here, I'm going to go ahead and pick him as well. And 3-star has his 3rd. So you got to be careful with a lot of these, because your points and everything are going to end up building up a lot, because I always try to go all in on a handful of prospects to get them knocked out pretty quickly. If I can, is great, because then you can kind of roll those next points into the next prospect and everything for you. So I'm debating on just going for that 3-star, but I think I'm going to go with the 4-star for now, kind of see what happens from there. That D end has a 6th, but just not really a spot we need right now. If it was higher, I might think about it, but go ahead and go for that 4-star outside linebacker. Get that 4-star middle. Is a 4-star corner. 4.40. It's not too bad. Kind of. I'll pick him for now. I'm not for 100% sold on him just yet. We'll kind of see. And a strong safety and free safety. 6 foot. We'll go with this Kenny Davis right here. Kind of see what we can get from him from that. Let's make sure one last time on our team needs. Fullback, tackle, center, QB. Alright guys, we are back. Sorry about that. It looked like my computer kind of crapped out there for a second, so I got back into it. Luckily, it obviously saves beforehand, so we're back into the recruiting board here. And I'm not really for sure what happened there. But either way, like I said, we kind of went through some of our team needs and that sort of thing. I think we got everything picked out for the time being. That's going to be at least what we need up to this point. Kind of just wanting to go back through it just to make sure if there's anybody else for sure right now. I try not to get too many because sometimes they go ahead and select other ones for you. So if that's the case, then I'm going to kind of have to figure out which ones I kind of go through here and there. And like I said, I try to go all in with most of mine, especially the ones I really want to get, and then the other ones kind of unfortunately just fall off the board. I mean, like I said, I'm not any expert on any of this. Some people I'm sure have other videos that you can kind of go through and figure out better ways of doing this, but that's just usually not how I operate, at least for it. So we're going to go back out here right quick, and then we're going to go down to, we'll check out the depth chart real quick just so you guys can see. Obviously, Kyle Trask had a huge year this past year for the Gators in 2020, Heisman finalist in the top. He finished top 4, I believe. I think he finished number 4. So got a few other running backs in here. Obviously, Dameon Pierce, the starter at the current point. As you can see, that's why fullback I went ahead and I'm going to at least try after that one guy, but as you can see, they have another tight end at fullback right now with Gamble and stuff like that for us. So Kadarius Toney, Trayvon Grimes, Jacob Copeland, of course, are top 3 wide receivers for us. Big, huge guys for us there. Toney, great slot receiver, easily for us, and then backing up with Shorter, Henderson, and Whittemore. So after that, obviously, the big name, top 10 draft pick, possibly top 5, if a team is willing to take him that early on. Kyle Pitts, huge target for the Gators, huge red zone threat, huge threat all over the field for us and stuff like that. So he'll definitely be a huge part of our offense going into this one as well. Offensive line's very to be honest. They're not great, let's put it that way. So not horrible, they're just very mediocre, I guess. At least for a video game, it's not too bad, but definitely if you watch any Florida games this past year, you could see why they struggled a lot. Luckily, you had Kyle Trask that could make very quick decisions all over the field for us. So after that, defensively, as you saw, kind of going through here with Jeremiah Moon and Brenton Cox are the 2 D ends. D tackles with Slayton, Carter, Dexter, top 3 there. And then, of course, we got Wingo, the freshman. That was a big name coming out from last year's recruiting cycle. And then we got Ventrell Miller, big middle linebacker for us, tackling machine, Amari Burney. And then corners, of course, a big name, Kyrie Elam, huge corner for the Gators. After that, you have Marco Wilson, a.k.a. Shoe Toss. So if you can tell my frustration with him, that's very easy to see. So after that, free safety, Sean Davis, strong safety, Steiner. If I had other options, to be honest with you, I might move Trey Dean ahead of him because Steiner's another person that throughout the season just gives you headaches. So, all right, McPherson, another big kicker for the Gators, one of the top kickers in the country. Wish he would have done better, especially in that LSU game. Then it wouldn't have maybe been as bad, depending on if they could have came back and won that game. But after that, kick return, punt returner, Toney, of course, and everything else from there. So, hop back out of here. We'll check out the schedule real quick. Okay, so I'm debating on it. Like right now, let's see, we got Toledo, Miami, and then, of course, SEC slate with Tennessee, Kentucky, Arkansas, LSU, Missouri, Georgia, Vanderbilt, South Carolina. But then we have the FCS game and then Florida State. So I kind of want to leave it for now. Just, I don't know. Let's see what we can get this first week if there's anybody. Wow, could get number 1 Clemson. Let's see, is there anything else? Just because I'm curious. Oklahoma. You know what? Let's do Oklahoma. We're going to go to Oklahoma. Try to get some payback for the bowl game for us and stuff like that there. Okay, let's do that. That's not too bad. We'll stick with that schedule then. I didn't want to change up too much of it just because with everything else there. So, all right, we'll go ahead and hit start season. get us into it and everything like that. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoy. Like I said, we're gonna kind of hop into this week by week. I'm not gonna really try to do long videos where I do multiple weeks. I kind of want this to go on for a little while and have something that it can be like enjoyable and everything else for us. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. Like I said, make sure to go down below, like the video for me, leave a comment, let me know maybe who's your favorite team right now, who's a team this upcoming year that you think could have a great season, maybe a player to look out for or something like that. If there's any other things, if you guys want to see that video about how to install this on your PC, let me know as well. Let's fuck that. But as always, this is Batman signing off. Peace.